Absolutely significant development here at the White House. For the first time ever in history, this president is establishing this afternoon a White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which is aimed at both maximizing and expanding on the legislative and executive accomplishments of the last 2.5 years, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which was the most significant gun safety legislation in 30 years he signed last summer, and the 24 executive actions he's taken, but also a way of centralizing our work and our outreach to advocates, to lawmakers, to state and local partners, to make sure that we are leaving no stone unturned in our effort to take action that meaningfully combats the gun violence epidemic we're seeing across America and makes our communities safer. It's been under discussion for some time. Certainly, the president is focused on doing everything that he can in many different sort of lanes in order to make progress on this issue. He's, as I said, passed last summer the most significant gun safety legislation in 30 years on a bipartisan basis and signed that with South Lawn. And he's taken 24 executive actions to ramp up gun safety around the country. That body of work is incredibly meaningful on its own. It has enabled us to invest in expanding things like red flag laws across the country. But we know that the president would be the first to say that more needs to be done. And establishing this new office today is a way of making sure that there's a full-time dedicated staff here at the White House at the highest level of the government, coordinating all of that important work going forward. Congresswoman Lucy McBath has been a leader on this, as you know, for quite a long time, and we are all looking forward. The president is very much looking forward to seeing her a little bit later today here at the White House. And I know that she'll be stopping by the White House press briefing in just a short bit to also talk about the significance of this day. Certainly her story, losing her son Jordan, has been resonating with mothers like myself across the country for years. And it's extraordinary what she has accomplished at every level of her public service. Stories like hers are at the heart of why this work is so important to the president and are at the heart of what this office is doing going forward. At a time when guns are still the number one killer of kids like Jordan, there's more to be done. The president would be the first to say that. And at a time where the U.S. Congress, Republicans in Congress, refused to support common sense gun safety legislation that's supported by the majority of Americans and even the majority of gun owners, like universal background checks and bans on assault weapons and high capacity magazines. At a time where we can't get that kind of action from Republicans in Congress, this president is committed to doing everything that is in his power through executive action and through creating this dedicated office here at the White House to try and make a difference. And we know that advocates have been looking for this exact kind of action for a long time. We're really proud to deliver it today. The scourge of gun violence across America is, again, the number one killer of kids. It is claiming too many American lives every day, and common sense gun safety measures like universal background checks, like requiring safe storage of guns, like banning assault weapons and high capacity magazines are proven to bring down gun deaths. We think that, there should be no empty tables in our dining rooms around America, that there are too many families that have suffered the consequences of an epidemic that has gone out of control. And this president is committed to doing everything in his power to combat that and to take action where Congress isn't.